So today I'm going to be making reusable pads out of fabric that you can get at any fabric store near you. I personally got this one for about $3 to $4 at my local fabric store. This is called a Fat Yard, so it's a sale fabric, and I'm having it double layered right here. You can find a pattern online. I found this one from Little House Living, and I had it sent to my inbox. So once you have your pattern, this is my favorite one that I found so far. You use this and cut it out with a rotary cutter or with scissors. I personally found the rotary cutter to be my best bet. It helped me get around these little edges and corners because there are a lot of corners that you're gonna find in this project. Once you have 2 layers of pad outline cut out, as you can see here, unfortunately it's not that really cute dinosaur print. It is really adorable strawberries. You will take these 2 pieces, put them upside down, use your rotary cutter or scissors and cut in the middle and get a line, and you will use this line later to flip the pattern outwards to make the pattern on both sides be this nice print. So you will take this print, the print side up, and then flip the other one print side down. So the 2 print sides are facing each other, and on the outside you can only see the base of the fabric. Once you're done with that, you are going to grab some pins and you're going to line up the edges as much as you physically can. It does not have to be perfect. That's just home crafts for you. And you're going to go down and then go up, and you're going to get a little pin so the fabrics stay together and stay aligned while you are sewing. You can sew this project by hand. I'm personally gonna be doing it with a sewing machine though. And you're gonna keep on doing this around the 4 edges that are the outstanding edges. Once you have these done and settled, you're gonna go work on the inside part of the pad, or the part that you're gonna be facing. Now, I should have shown this earlier, but the pad you're gonna be making is gonna look like this. You have the absorbent layer with a flannel layer on top. I personally used flannel baby blankets that I got on Amazon. And then you're going to have this fabric layer, and then you can use buttons. I both sewed them on and used a little clamp to get them on. I found the clamp to be much faster, but you can use whatever's easiest. As I mentioned earlier, I purchased flannel baby blankets on Amazon, and I have pretty much done this entire project with 2 baby blankets, and I'm using one right now, but one of the baby blankets covered about 20 or 30 pads. So a really good investment to make. You're gonna take the pattern that you have and you're gonna cut out of the baby blanket this flannel liner. It's cotton flannel, and you're gonna use either Zorb fabric or microfiber. I use Zorb fabric for most of mine because it gives structure, as you can see in this pad here. The microfiber is more flimsy, and it also gives off these little like beads of just cloth. So it is a messier project, as you can see there all around my workspace. But you're gonna take this fabric, and I already cut this with a rotary cutter earlier, but on the absorbent fabric side, you're gonna cut a line, and then you're gonna line up the 2 pieces. If this did have a side, you would put the outstanding fabric side, like the strawberry fabric that we used before. You're gonna put that on the inside. And then you're gonna put these 2 together, because you will be flipping this over. You'll be flipping these again in the future. You're gonna get 2 pins, 1 for each side. You can also reuse pins if you don't have many, and you can sew the different pieces at different times. So once you have this piece that's ready, and this piece, it's time to head to the sewing machine. Now that we are at the sewing machine and that is on, you are going to take your fabric. I'm gonna start with the strawberry outer piece first, and you're gonna put the leg down, and you're going to sew along the edges outside of the pins that we put in earlier. So I'm gonna do that right now, and I will be back. Okay, now that I've finished along the edges, and it does not have to be perfect by any means, I'm gonna take out the fabric and chop off these little pieces, and then we will move on to the liner. So putting the liner in, trying to get it as close to the edge as possible, but it's not going to be perfect. And we're going to sew all the way around this pad, trying to stay outside of the previous pins that we placed. And I will be back after I sew this. Now that the two pieces have been sewn together on each side, you can see they're ready to be flipped outside. So I'm going to start with this like wing fabric. I don't really know how to describe it, so I've just been saying cloth, but they're all kind of cloth. You're going to use your thumb to smooth out the edges while you're flipping this inside out. My grandma taught me that you can use a needle and sort of like pick out the edges, but for this project I haven't been doing that, but you can do that if you would like to. So you have this one piece, and we're gonna flip out this one, and this one tends to be more difficult, so be a little bit more gentle than you are with this fabric. Okay, once it's flipped out, you'll have this area, and this will just be a part of the pad. If you don't like it, you can also stop early when you're sewing and leave a gap like between here and try to flip outside there and then sew around. Hopefully that makes sense. If you are more experienced, that will make sense, but it may be a little bit confusing. But these two lines will go together. You're gonna align the vertical sort of slits in the fabric, and you're going to go with the long edge of your pad and align them. So you're going to take your needles again, or your pins, and you're gonna put them together right here, and then you're gonna turn around and do the same thing again. And once you're ready, you're gonna go back to the sewing machine. Okay, so back at the sewing machine, you're going to lift up the leg and put it down right where you'd like it to. I take out the pin right now, but you can leave them in. It's just my personal preference. And you're gonna sew around the edge of the liner, and that shall give you your pad. Now that this has been outlined and the seams have been trimmed, you are ready to put on the buttons to make the pad snap back. One thing that I found with this project is that using a textured pattern of seam on my sewing machine hides any imperfections fairly well. When it comes to putting on the buttons, you can get kits that are sew-on or snap-on. I got this snap-on kit from Amazon, including all these snaps. There was about 200 in a container with this little snapper for about $12. You can also get different ones in the craft store for like $2, and this has about 20 sets. I also got a sew-on set for $4, and I've used a lot of these, but these are more time consuming and they do require a more skilled hand. So I did have my grandma help me with some of these. But to put in the snaps on the pad, you're gonna use whatever instructions come with your snap presser, if you will, and you're going to put one on in any facing direction, because it only matters where the second facing direction one is. So you're gonna get that a good squeeze, and you're gonna give it a little test and see if it's moving, and this one's not moving, so it's set. I just need to put this little plastic bit on, and then you are going to do the same for the other side, except you are going to put the circle on the other side, the circle end on the other side. So this side has a circle, this side has the snap. You're going to reload, put the snap in, and then I'm going to flip this over from the orientation that I had before. So the snap is going on this side, which you'll see in a moment. You can line them up relatively to just your eye. Does not need to be perfect. Nobody's gonna see it most likely. So on one side you see the snap, then you see the snap and you see the circle. On the other side you see the circle and the snap. And this allows you to bend them over, or fold them over, and snap them, which you will put this part around your underwear, and then you'll put the pad right there. And these pads can be reused for however long you'd like. You can wash them with soap, water, fabric, whatever's easiest, and this is a more sustainable option and can be cheaper in the long run if you are reusing the same pads and not purchasing various other goods. So this will be more price efficient, better for the environment, and also it's very comfortable. I tested out one of them and I really like them. One thing that I found with this project is definitely do not expect them to look perfect at the first try. I used various patterns and these were my first 4. This one, this one was a lot better, but my seam line was awful, and I used double flannel instead because I wanted to try a thinner one out. So this one, I tried to make my own pattern. We don't talk about this. And then this one was a little bit better. I tested out the buttons on these ones, but the seam line was not good. So I tried hugging the line around the pad, as you can see here, and that focused the line a little bit better. So give this a shot if you'd like, and if you have any questions, let me know and leave them below. I really want to let you know that I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope this project goes well. Thank you so much for watching.